So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the important session on global literacy as a catalyst for equitable education and youth empowerment. On behalf of IYC and IYC team, we welcome our panelists today and our viewers who's watching us from all over the world. And yes, and welcome to our speakers and our viewers. So, today's topic is global literacy as a catalyst for equitable education and youth empowerment. Literacy has always been one of the most powerful tools for empowerment and social transformation. But in today's rapidly changing and interconnected world, literacy goes far beyond reading and writing. It includes digital literacy, media literacy, financial literacy, and global citizen education. Skills that equip young people with the knowledge, confidence, and critical thinking needed to navigate global challenges, foster social inclusion, and drive sustainable development. So, today's conversation will explore how advancing literacy in all its dimensions can break barriers, create opportunity, and empower youth, not just as learners, but as leaders of change. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our distinguished panelists who bring unique perspectives and expertise to this discussion. I want to give the floor to all of the panelists to introduce themselves and with a little bit background of their social activity and their daily background. So I will give the floor to Prachi and we'll continue with our next panelist. The floor is yours, Prachi.
Hi, Renuka. Thank you for giving me the mic. Hello, everyone. I'm Prachi Gupta. I'm from India, and I've been working as I'm currently working as a postgraduate teacher of chemistry in India, and I've been working as a quality educator for more than 5 years now. So, whatever I'm going to share is from my personal experiences today. Besides that, I'm also a certified global citizenship educator by UNESCO and FCU. And I'm also a sustainability leader. So I try that in my usual classes, I try to inculcate sustainability and sustainable development goals in my classes. So thank you for the introduction. Now I would like to give the floor to somebody else.
Yes, thank you very much, Prachi. I would like to give the floor to Amanda. Would you like to introduce yourself to our viewers?
Okay, good morning. Thank you for giving me the mic. It's a pleasure and honor to be here. I'm a student and I'm from Chile. I'm founder of Voces Jóvenes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amanda. I would like to give the floor to Emanuela.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. Good morning, everyone. My name is Emanuela Kotia. I'm the founder and executive director of the Kotia Literacy Guild, a youth-led literacy nonprofit that trains beginner writers on using writing as a tool for self-expression, advocacy, and change. I'm also a social legal writer and researcher with 17 publications, and I am so honored for this platform to share my thoughts with you on global literacy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emanuela. I would like to give the floor to our last speaker, Alvin. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you. Hi everyone. I'm Alfian. I'm an NGO founder and leader of Literasi Anak Banua, where our NGO focusing on empowering indigenous people, especially within education approach, where we have been empowered more than 2,000 children and more than 1,200 young people, especially on diverse literacy and human rights. Maybe that's all from me. Back to you, Renuka. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we are truly honored to have each of you here and look forward to insights you will be sharing. So we'll start with the next round. That is our discussion and question round. You can give me a minute. So the first question is, to begin with, I would like to ask, how does literacy in its diverse forms, traditional, digital, financial, and global, empower young people to participate fully in society? So once again, the question, how does literacy in its diverse forms, traditional, digital, financial, and global empower young people to participate in fully in society? I would like to give the floor to Prachi to answer this question to our viewers. Prachi, would you like to answer this question to our viewers?
Sure, Renuka. So thank you. It was a very nice question, and I would say that this is how you actually started the session. Like, besides just traditional approach of like teaching and learning, there are like digital, financial, global, educational aspects which are very important. Like earlier, it was all about going to school, learning few things from the school. When you come back from the school, you get employed, and then you spend your whole life working on it. But today the time has changed. Today digital literacy is as important as traditional literacy. When students come to school, they just don't expect from us that we will teach them the theoretical concepts and then they can go back home. Now is the time when we teach them everything. We teach them AI, we teach them robotics, we teach them sustainability, we teach them how to be a good citizen, how to be a good human being, and we teach them life skills. Besides that, we also focus on providing them the financial literacy, so that when they leave the school, when they enter the actual life, or maybe when they go in college or university, they are ready to take care of everything whatever is going to happen in their life. Besides that, not just may it is very important to make sure that those students, those children will become a very good human being after leaving the school. So all these aspects, like global literacy, financial literacy, all of them are playing a very important role in every individual student's life. That's all from me for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prachi. The next question is, what barriers still exist to achieve universal literacy, especially for marginalized communities and girls? So I would like to repeat the question. What barriers still exist to achieving universal literacy, especially for marginalized communities and girls? I would like to give this question to Emanuela. Would you like to answer this question, please?
Right. Thank you so much for this question. Despite our progress in the world, many, or should I say, millions of young people around the world remain locked out of literacy. And there are so many barriers that I'll just touch on just three. Right. The first one, access barriers. In rural communities and marginalized communities, which there are so many in Africa here, schools remain too far and to undersource or even non-existent. There are several communities that have no schools at all, no libraries present, no digital infrastructure to um, give young people the opportunity, especially young girls, the opportunity to learn. These people in the rural communities also see education or literacy in general as a luxury. And so we have economic barriers where poverty keeps children out of school in income countries like in Africa. And for too many countries in Africa here, survival outweighs education. You know, literacy becomes a privilege more than a right. And the last one is cultural and gender barriers. Mostly when people give birth, they give priority to the male child. Let's send the male child to school. Let's make sure that the male child is prim and proper to come out and contribute to society. But they forget that girls are also human beings too. And so girls are disproportionately excluded. And there are harmful stereotypes, early marriage, teenage pregnancy, and systemic neglect that ensure, unfortunately, that millions of girls never gain the most basic literacy skills, which are reading and writing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emanuela. I would like to give the floor to Amanda to answer this question to our viewers. I will repeat the question once more. What barriers still exist to achieve universal literacy, especially for marginalized communities and girls?
Okay, first of all, literacy is no longer just about reading and writing. It is the key for you to understand, decide, and transform the world. So, global literacy, understanding of media, critical thinking, digital skills, enable curricula to go beyond rote learning. It helps ensure learners are prepared for demands of the 21st century. It supports inclusion. So, youth can create peer tutoring, digital content, leverage social media, or community radio. Key barriers include lack of infrastructure in rural or remote areas, connectivity devices, gender bias, and social norms that limit girl access, under-resourced schools, or under-trained teachers. I propose that we have to invest in systems that integrate all of forms of literacy, support young-led initiative, ensure universal access to connectivity tools and teacher training. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Amanda. We'll move on to the next question. In what ways can global literacy serve as a foundation for equitable, quality education systems? So once again, the question, in what ways can global literacy serve as a foundation for equitable, quality education systems? I would like to give the floor to Alfian to answer this question to our viewers and share your point of view on this.
Thank you, Renuka. So for me, like global literacy should not mean imposing a single Western-centric view of the world. Instead, in the very hyper-local context, it can be very key to creating a more equitable and quality education system. A globally literate curriculum is one that teach a child in the capital city about the Arctic, but also and crucially teach that same child about the indigenous community in their area or in their worldview and their critical role as guardian of biodiversity. It fosters empathy and break down prejudice between different ethnic groups within Indonesia context, like my work on indigenous community. For a student in Borneo, in my region, global literacy helped them to understand their local struggle, like land right, where within a wider framework of the international human right and environmental movement, it can be empowered them. Therefore, for me, a quality education system found on global literacy would be pluralistic. It's not like using the same education system on the diverse area, but it should be plural. It will follow like indigenous language and local knowledge as essential component of global knowledge as well, where it would create a two-way exchange where the education system doesn't just prepare youth for the global state, but also equipping them to represent their unique cultural heritage with pride and confidence on that state. I think that's all for me. Back to you, Renuka.
Thank you very much, Alfian. Prachi, I would like to know from you, what do you think about this question? What would you like to add on?
Sure. So, yes, I agree with Elvin that global literacy is like a foundation. It is a very important part because education, the global literacy will give a base to everybody. Like when you go out, because why we take education is so that we can make a standard of living for ourselves and for our families, for our communities. And for that, global literacy, being being a good human being, helping each other, and making sure that everybody has the access to that education is really important. uh, it could be done through different ways. It because critical thinking, problem solving skills, they are the skills that are very important for each and every individual to live a good healthy life and be able to contribute in making the world a better place. So thank you. That's all from me.
Thank you very much, Prachi. So the next question is, how can United Nations reform and international cooperation strengthen global literacy as a driver of inclusive development? So once again, the question, how can United Nations reform and international cooperation strengthen global literacy as a driver of inclusive development? Who would like to go first on this question? The floor is all yours. Okay, so is there anyone who wants to go first?
I can start.
Okay, Prachi, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so I think like UN is actually helping a lot of people. You must have heard about Unitar, the courses which are provided by Unitar. You don't need to go anywhere to access those courses. You can access them online if you have a good internet and maybe if you have an availability of technology. So that is what UN is doing for us. UNESCO. As I said in the beginning, that I'm certified by UNESCO for global citizenship education. So that is something, an initiative that is taken by UN. Besides that, UN is trying to actually take a lot of reforms for the benefits of not just the students, not just the children, but also the people who are associated with it, like the educators. UNESCO is doing a lot of, UN is doing a lot of things for the educators, for the management. So it goes always where when we are talking about the equitable education and youth empowerment, we are also considering that everyone who is associated with it is benefit from it. And we already have those exchange programs, the cultural programs through which we like connect with each other. So these are also the initiatives that are supported by UN does organize a lot of events at such respect. So I would say that yes, UN is actually helping a lot of us, a lot of people like me and you, who want to grow, who want to do something good for their community, who want to actually promote global literacy. Uh, if anybody else wants to add something, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Prachi. Is there anyone else who wants to add on Prachi's statement? Maybe we can go for Emanuela. Amanda, would you like to add something?
Yes, I think the UN is a very important to help literacy by setting benchmark and indicator that includes neural literacies, by funding literacy innovation and scaling what proven, by coordinating transnational sharing of resources and tools, by supporting infrastructure projects, internet devices in underserved regions, by supporting teacher training globally, by ensuring young voices are included in UN processes, by promoting policies that treat literacy as lifelong learning. It's very important, the global literacy in our context.
Well, thank you very much, Amanda. Elkin, would you like to add something more? And
Sure.
Emanuela?
Sure. I'm very agree with other panelists as well. But the things that I want to add, one, UN should reform and international cooperation can be game changer by moving from a top-down approach to a partnership model that genuinely include marginalized voice. First, reform this streamlined funding mechanism to allow their access for grassroots youth-led organizations in place like in India's Committee on Literacy projects, where there is too often that funding is filtered through like on the largest national body and never reach the community who need it most when there is a lot of bureaucracy process on gaining this funding as well. And secondly, international cooperation must prioritize acknowledged cooperation. Instead of just sending external experts on the ground, programs should facilitate the exchange where, for example, indigenous youth from Borneo can share their sustainable practice or climate literacy practice with youth from the Amazon, and this recognize them as knowledge holder, not just recipient. And I think one of the best example that UN do like on the UN office of the UNOHCR program for Indigenous community. And the last one, the UN and its agency can use their confining power to advocate for the policy integration processing, especially on the UN Convention, treaty body mechanism, individual submission, and everything, where they can help the government, especially in national government, to develop education facility and policy that officially recognize and incorporate indigenous global language and language into the national framework, where it will be ensured that global literacy effort are not homogenic, but are instead enriching, are inclusive, truly living, and to make sure that there is no one left behind. That's back to you, Renuka.
Thank you very much, Alfian. Thank you all for this very insightful thoughts on this question. So to wrap up this question round, I have a question for you, your vision for the future. Looking forward, what innovative strategies or partnerships do you believe will be crucial to achieving global literacy for all in the next decade, especially for youth? So, looking forward, what innovative strategies or partnerships do you believe will be crucial to achieving global literacy for all in the next decade? Can I give the floor to Amanda to share your thoughts on this or what you would like to say on this?
Okay, first of all, I think that we have to establish partnership for achieve the global literacy. I think we have to support young-led initiative, scale what works locally because we have many things that are working now in other part of the world, and I think that we have to start promoting these ideas, invest in more systems, digital, financial, media, global as core competences, not extra, because I think literacy is not a privilege, it is a right, and we have to ensure it for everyone, not only for a small group of person. I think we have to understand that this is important in our century, this is important in our context. We have to promote this for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amanda. Prachi, would you like to add something? What you believe on what will be crucial to achieving global literacy for all in the next decade?
Yes, so I agree with Amanda. Like, global literacy is not a choice, it's a right, which everyone should get it. And for that, maybe in the upcoming decades, we can promote more of hackathons where people get the chance to like find the innovative solutions to the global problems and then come up all together and solve the issues. And maybe this is how we'll be able to like follow or find solutions for most of the problems, because I've been to hackathons and I could say that if you are not able, like, it may take you years to find a solution, but when you are there in a hackathon, you find the solution in a 2 hour or a 3 hour workshop. So maybe like promoting such kind of things where a quick learning or a quick solution can just come when people from diverse backgrounds come together, because everybody is facing different challenges in their particular area. The problem which is there in India may not be same in Philippines or may not be same in USA. So that is why coming all together and promoting a worldwide group where people from different diverse backgrounds can come and find the solution is very important. Besides that, I also think that in many countries there are very good initiatives that are already going on. So why we restrict those ideas to only that one particular region? Why don't we share those ideas, those very great initiatives, to the other parts of the country where people might actually need those ideas, where people might actually get benefit from those ideas? So these are certain things which can be done. And youth is the powerful source of everything, and I don't think there's anything which youth cannot do, especially when youth from diverse backgrounds, especially from youth, which is like very active. We all are here to learn, to find solutions, right? So we can find a lot of people who are actually looking for finding the solutions to a lot of problems. So I think finding the ways to bring the youth together and find the solution to the problems is the best way to promote global literacy. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prachi. Very well said. Youth is the power. I would like to give the word to Alfian if you would like to add something on this.
Can you repeat the question again? Sorry.
Yes, looking forward about the youth, what innovative strategies or partnerships do you believe will be crucial to achieving global literacy for all in the next decade?
Sure, sure. I think for my side, that I believe that pentaheli collaboration and partnership can be done better, especially when it comes to the young people, where the young people not only engage especially as the beneficiary, but also as the active partners on the implementation projects, where the young people can be engaged not only on the process of the implementation, but the design process as well need to be youth or young people can be active on the first design to the evaluation process. And beside of that, I believe that the partnership that combine the public and private partnership that including youth as the um, they need to be engaged with the processings. And I think that is the things that is the thing that we must to take in, where the young people must be engaged, especially on the pentahali collaboration as well the public-private partnership to make sure that education, global education, are more equal or more equal. Yeah, I think that's all for me. Thank you, Rene.
Thank you very much, Alfian. Emanuela, would you like to add something on this one before we wrap up? And
Yeah,
yes, the floor is yours.
right, right. Yes, but before I do that, I couldn't get the opportunity to comment on the UN um, International Corporation on Global Literacy. So I'll just, talk about that in one sentence. Then I'll move to this question.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
I mean, going from what everyone has said so far, one thing that I believe that the UN can do to advance or spearhead global literacy is through reformation and cooperation. And so um, I mean, for cooperation, we should focus on cooperation with the youth because I believe that for the youth, we are not just beneficiaries of policies, we are also co-designers of literacy strategies and policies in general. So by giving us the platform for our voices to be added to issues that concern us worldwide, I think that it would be very good. And the last one is reformation. I think that literacy would need a lot of funding. I mean, we have to be realistic. If we really want things to work, we need the money for it. So we shouldn't treat literacy as a peripheral issue. It should be a fundamental issue.
So
And
I
peace building. And so investment in literacy must be seen as an investment in every sustainable development goal. Now, back to your question on partnership. I believe that for we, the youth, we know the struggle of our peers. We know what it means to lack internet access. We know what it means to feel excluded from this decision making. We know what it means for our voices to, be told that we don't matter. But I think that one way that we can partner to come out strong is through policy development. Policy is at the heart of every initiative, every project. And so if we are able to come together, if youth groups are able to come together, if young individuals are able to come together to draft a policy and probably submit to the government or just to add their voices to every sector of the economy to underpin literacy in every aspect, because I believe that literacy is the foundation of every other thing. By knowing how to read and write, your brain begins to process problems, you begin to develop problem solving skills. And so it's very important in every sector. And so if you are able to come up with an initiative with a policy that will benefit everyone whilst underpinning and promoting literacy, that would be very good. That's my submission. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emanuela. Thank you very much to all of our panelist speakers today on the topic global literacy as a catalyst for equitable education and youth empowerment. So we have our viewers watching us from all over the world, and they are adding their comments, asking their questions. So we'll move now to the question answer round, where there are some of those questions we want to ask, the viewers want to ask our speakers today. Starting with the first question: how does global literacy, such as learning English or digital skills, help youth around the world, and how does it empower them in their communities? So, is there anyone who wants to answer this question to our viewer?
I think I will go with this.
Sure.
For my experience, especially that I'm also from the indigenous community in South born in Indonesia, I learned English from the school, especially, and learn from the music and movie as well, where this improving my access to the information. I think English is one of the language that we use to be used, especially for understanding more information and gain more access to more information. Where one of the benefit that I'm fine when I can use the English are joining with the diverse program on the UN mechanism processing as the UNOHCR Indigenous Fellowship Program, where now I'm engaging with them, where within the knowledgeable, especially on this program, I can gain access, especially on on reporting on the human rights violations against Indigenous people and how the Indigenous community can be more benefit with the diverse funding from the UN mechanism streamline fundings, and this access of the information that I gain, especially within English skill, can create more a bigger impact, especially in the remote area and the India's community itself. And also on the digital skill, there is some example that I'm combining the traditional literacy where I help them to read and write, and then I combine with digital literacy where they can access and report on the human rights violation within using only their smartphone. Then I combine it into one single applications. So there's a lot of the thing that we can do, especially at the young people. It can be just like sharing your information, your resource, and many more. And I think there's a lot of the thing that we can do, and on the global literacy itself. I think that's all from me. Back to you, Renka.
Thank you very much, Alfie. Is there someone else who wants to add on to this question?
Yes, I think I would add to what Albion
Yes.
said. Well,
Okay.
literacy for me, I think it really does go beyond learning English and even digital skills, although that's the broader part. But it's also the ability or the power to critically think, to question, to create, to innovate, and to transform society. And so once you are able to, cross the basics of reading and writing, you will then, as I said earlier, develop problem solving skills. You then learn how to be confident in your speaking and in your writing. And it comes back to you giving back to your society. You end up empowering your community by being able to advocate for the right things to be done, by being able to advocate to be included in matters that concern you, by being able to advocate, to demand for your benefits in society. So it really does empower us in our communities.
Thank you very much, Emanuela. So moving on to the next part, digital learning is a way forward to provide better education globally. However, good policies and telecommunications infrastructure should be improved more, especially the global south. So this is a comment from one of our viewers. And the question here is, what actions can be taken by the governments to take to improve global literacy rates, something better for the global literacy, and what do you think we can do or the government can do to improve global literacy rates? So, Prachi would like to know from you if you would like to go first.
Yes, thank you. So when we talk about government, I actually feel like why we just rely on government. Like, why are we not trying to find the answers to the questions? Because government is a very big thing. It's not something small, and they have to take care of lot of aspects which we usually neglect. So government is doing very good. Like in India, we have a whole skill India movement where there are buses. On those buses, people like go from one place to another place, and they teach the local children, the underprivileged children, how to use like computer, how to use or they tell them how to be good in a very particular, and when that person like continues with the skill, continue learning with the skill, they also get the opportunity to make it like a way of earning something. It's not just in India. I'm very sure that it has been happening in a lot of places. And I think it's not just about government. To be honest, like in International Youth Conference, I've seen few projects in which people are actually having those trucks. They are the ones who are like going from place to place and educating people about the global literacy, the people who don't know. Like here also comes the importance of language. Like if we don't have English, we don't have one means to communicate with the whole world. So like taking these kind of particular skills and teaching the students, the underprivileged kids about that particular thing, and then just like learning and then forgetting, it should be something like learning and then being able to use it to earn a good living for themselves. So I think that not just relying on the government is already taking a lot of steps, and nobody can deny this thing. Like sometimes some things are not visible in front of us, that does not mean that they are not happening. So there could be different ways, and government can obviously implement rules, make policies, hire the trainers who can actually go and educate the people about the digital skills. These things can be done. So this is what I believe in. Maybe
Thank you very
anybody
much.
else wants to add something.
Yes, thank you very much, Prachi. Is there anyone else who wants to add on this?
Yes, I think I would add something.
Yes, you can go
Flowing
ahead.
from what Prachi said, right, thank you. Flowing from what Prachi said, we shouldn't always rely on the government. One thing that young people are known for is our innovative way of thinking, innovative and creative ways of doing things. And so I think that we should also take initiative. And one misconception about taking initiative is that people think that you have to start big. You don't necessarily have to start big. Um, the focus should be on the impact, not the number of people uh, that are your target audience. So you can start with peer-to-peer teaching, peer-to-peer mentorship. But then apart from that, in Ghana here, the government is, doing well when it comes to literacy. It runs the free senior high school program where over 2 million young people in Ghana, and for the first time in over so many years, we have more girls being enrolled in school, in high school. So I mean, your government could do something like that. And also, we have the Ghana Library Board or Ghana Library Authority, where they also promote basic literacy or traditional literacy and digital literacy by having the mobile libraries. So there are buses in the form of libraries that are across the regions in the country, and they go to rural communities to teach young people how to use digital tools and also basic literacy like reading and writing. So they organize writing exercises, they organize mentorship tours to schools, and they also organize digital literacy sessions like coding, emailing, even teaching young people how to have a LinkedIn profile and how to optimize it. So that's one thing that everyone's country can also follow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emanuela. So moving on to the next question. How can digital literacy complement traditional literacy? So the question is shown on yeah. How can digital literacy complement traditional literacy if we think about barriers as gender, poverty, geography? So how can digital literacy complement traditional literacy? Is there anyone who wants to take this question?
I think I will go with my context.
Yes, sure.
in Borneo, Indonesia, like traditional literacy allow a young person like in South Borneo to understand their right in the national constitutions. But when combined with digital literacy, the same youth can use their smartphone to document illegal deforestation in their ancestral land and share that evidence with advocacy network globally, also with the UN mechanism processing. That's just only one of the sample how the integrational process within traditional and digital literacy can be done better. Besides that, in Indonesia government context, in Indonesia curriculum context, we also have like the website that like a learning hub where everyone can access the learning model, and deliver especially for the young people as well, the student, especially on the remote area as well. So the combination with the traditional literacy as the basic one, and use the digital as the hub to connect the knowledgeable to connect knowledge and insight to the young people as well, to the student, for them that doesn't have direct access to that resources. I think that is the thing to be a bridge of the traditional also on the digital literacy. Back to you, Renuka.
Thank you very much, Alfian. Is there someone else who wants to add on this?
Yes, I would
Uh,
take that. First of all, kudos to Alvin. I really resonate with your statement about right. I also think that they complement each other, right? I think that they complement each other. But I see digital literacy as an empowered form of traditional literacy. Reading and writing are still gateways to knowledge, to self expression, to advocacy, to participation in civic life. And really, a literate young person is able to understand their rights, engage with laws and policies, and advocate for themselves and their communities. But digital literacy, in addition to that, allows young people to access global opportunities and even to collaborate across countries, across communities, across continents at large. And it also helps young people to challenge misinformation that can destabilize, societies. So they more like complement each other. And we are in the 21st century. And so traditional literacy is not enough. You need digital literacy to, virtually do whatever I want to do, even if it's not just about uh, undertaking projects, even just starting your business. You need that knowledge in digital literacy. So yeah, that's my submission. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Emanuela.
can
Is
I
there
add?
anyone else? Yes, sure, Prachi, you can go ahead.
Yeah, so I just wanted to read this comment by David, who says that digital literacy complements traditional literacy by taking reading and writing skills into new spaces, from books to online platforms, helping youth access knowledge and opportunities globally. So I would say that yes, I completely agree. And just take a simple example of COVID. We were all stuck at our homes. If we did not have the digital literacy, how were we going to survive? If we do not have the digital literacy, how the companies will afloat? Like everything should have been shut down. Whenever there is a natural calamity, whenever it is difficult to go out of your house and go to school or a college or a university, everything just goes online, and that online is the one which is serving the best purpose in recent times. So I would say that yes, exactly, the traditional literacy and digital literacy both complement each other. You can learn any language from your home, and you don't need to go anywhere else. This is possible just because of digital literacy. So we also have one more comment which says that digital literacy complements traditional literacy in several ways. Digital literacy enables individuals to access a vast array of information online, expanding their learning opportunities. Yes, indeed. Like when I was a student, we used to spend all our time inside the library looking for one answer. And now everyone can just search in one click, saves the time, and is like almost has done most of the research. So digital literacy does play a very important role in everybody's life. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prachi. Thank you very much to all of our speakers. As we have come close to this session, so it's almost time to wrap up the session. So we have had many key messages that stand out today. We have learned that literacy is not just a skill, but a gateway to empowerment, equity, and social transformation, expanding literacy in all its dimensions from reading and writing to digital, financial, and global literacy. It equips young people with the tools to think critically, act responsible, and lead with impact. So we have also been reminded that while barriers persist, particularly for marginalized communities and youth-led innovations are already expanding access, and reshaping opportunities. So, importantly, is global literacy is a foundation for building equitable education systems and is central to the United Nations Agenda for Sustainable Development and Reform. Obviously, the takeaway is clear. Global literacy is not only about education; it's about empowerment and with our shared responsibility as youth, as institution, as global citizens, uh, we ensure that every young person has the opportunity to learn, to lead, and to thrive. So we have come to the end of this session, Global Literacy as a Catalyst for Equitable Education and Youth Empowerment. And on behalf of IYC and IYC team, we would like to thank our panel speakers, our viewers for today, for sharing their wisdom and experiences and the thoughts, and all of you for being part of this important session today and sharing, of course, from our viewers sharing their love towards our panel speakers and towards IYC. Once again, I would like to thank you all and wish you a wonderful continuation of the conference. And to our viewers, please stay tuned for our next sessions and um, stay tuned for the questions also. Okay. So thank you very much once again, and the session has come to an end.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.